Hello, good day. My name is Yemshogonline. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I make a video around graphics design, flyers, logos, digital marketing, and online businesses. Welcome to my page. But for this session, we'll be looking at how to make a 3D letter logo, and this is what we'll be making. Now what you can see on your screen right now, this is what we'll be making using Coreldraw. Now presently I'm using Corel X7 to do this. I'll walk around this 3D logo and see what we can achieve. We'll do something close, something similar to this. So I've opened my Coreldraw already, and I'll be using the second page for this design. So let's start. Now, okay, I'm presently on the zoom tool, so I'll be clicking on the pick tool and click on the text tool to press letter. Just letter L B in letter, and you can use any fonts to do this. Okay, well, I'll be using for this training, I'll be using this area, just area. I think it's okay. You can use another font. Okay, I think this is fine. Alright, now like I've shown you the final result, and we want to start this. Now the first thing is to break this apart. Like breaking text apart is just Ctrl K. This will be shown on this is shown on your screen. Any keyword I mentioned will be shown on your screen, so that just pay attention and just make sure you watch this to the very end, so that you can get it, and later on you can now skip it and practice this video. So I'll be pressing Ctrl K on my keyboard, which is to break text apart. Now I want to use this letter L. Let us give this letter L another color. Let's give it color blue. So I want to use this letter L to split this letter B. Okay, like the way we have it in our sample. So when I place this letter L on this B, it was sent behind the letter B. So I want to bring it forward. You can just press Ctrl Home to bring it forward. I'll expand this a little bit so that I can cover the black space of that letter B, and just hit this a little bit. So now we have letter L on letter B. Now we want to reduce this side of the tag of this letter L. I want to make it shrink backward a little bit, so that I can give us that design of our template that we'll have. So what I'm going to do now is I want to convert this text to curve. You can just right click on that particular letter. Now change to convert text to curve. You can press Ctrl Q on your keyboard. Now from here, just click on the shape tool, and you can just select this node. Let me zoom this so that you can see that. You can select this node, these two nodes, by clicking on your shape tool, these two nodes. Then hold on the control key on your keyboard. When you are using window, Control key on your keyboard, and just move it a little bit backward, so that you can have a very straight movement. You can see very straight. So I think this is too much, so let us move it forward a little bit. Still do the same thing. Hold on the control and just press it. Okay, I think this is fine. So this is what we're going to do. Back to the pick tool and press the shift key on your keyboard so that you can select both the letter L and the letter B. Then go to your property bar, and just click on trim. Click on trim. So if you click on trim, letter L will help you to cut the letter B. So you see that? Very simple. So I'll be pressing undo so that you can get this better. So Probably there's a little mix up here around the A. The B is still showing because it has to cover the B very well so that it can cut the entire space. Okay, I'm doing that again. Now we have that being cut perfectly well. So what we want to do now is that we want it to look like L and B. Okay, so let's just move this a little bit backward. I think this is enough. Okay, so it looks like L, it looks like B, just like we are trying to be creative in our logo. So what we want to do now is that let's just go to the hover, click here to the hover. You can hold down Control on your keyboard so that you can have a perfect shape of the circle. Then place it so that the hair will be at the letter will be at the middle. Excuse me. The letter will be at the middle. So what we want to do now is that now we want to have some other things to this letter to make it look like it's around the hover, like the text is around the hover and the text and the hover is the same thing. And later on we are going to split it into two, like what we just have. Just follow me, then as you proceed you get what we're trying to do. So what we want to do now is that, okay, now we have our letter L and we have our letter B. Let's send this backward. You can press Ctrl page down to send this backward so that we can get what we actually want to do. Now from here, let's just have okay, let's click on the rectangle. So now our rectangle, we just want to make a small rectangle here. We want to add this to our letter B. You can just make it aligns very well. You see the way I'm moving it. I'm using the arrow key or arrow key on the keyboard, which is the left arrow key on the keyboard. There you can just apply any color. It could be red, it could be any color. Then press Shift on your keyboard and select the letter B. And select the letter B. It seems we are not selecting the letter B. So you select the letter B, and click this. Then we click on trim. Oh, we click on word. So you word this together, making it just a single shape. So let me do that again so that you get it. Then you word this together, it will be selected together. Okay, let's make this a little bit okay, you can remove the hairline by just right clicking on these, or you go here and right click on these. You can remove the hairline straight away from there. Okay, so just make sure it's aligned very well. It cannot be that perfect at the first time, but when you practice over and over again, then you can get this better. And this is just a brief training on this. You can still add some other things to make it more perfect. So we are clicking on these and these, and we are welding it together. Okay, that's fine on that. Okay, you do the same thing. Okay, you do the same thing to L. Okay, let's bring this down. Let's bring this down. Okay, you may wonder how I brought that down. Okay, you can just duplicate this, duplicate and bring it down, or try to lift it here and right click at the destination on the point where you want to drop it. You see that you can just drag and right click, drag and right click. When you right click, you drop at the same time, so that will automatically duplicate that particular object where you wanted it. So now we have the hair, and we have this deep blue on our hair, and we have the deep blue on our blue. Let me see, maybe this align very well. So if this align very well, we're going to just, okay, let's just, okay, I think it's fine like this. So what we actually want to do is that we want to match this or wet this our small shape, which is rectangle, into our B, and do the same thing, this small shape, into our hair. As simple as that. So fine. Now the hair is touching the line and the B is touching the line at the other end. So that's what we want to achieve. We can just delete this. I just use this one as an example. You can just delete this. Now we've gained, okay, we have our hair separate and we have our B separate. Now the next thing is that we have our hover here, or circle. So let's duplicate this over or make it bigger. And by pressing the shift key, now I'm pressing the shift key and I'm moving this outward. So you right click again. So we have 2 over. Now let's just give it a color so that, okay, then let me use blue again. Let me just use okay, which color should I use? Okay, let me use orange. Now we can send this backward by pressing Ctrl page down repeatedly, and that will send that backward. And we have this as well. This is another over. You can give down on ash color, then you see it, and this is fine. This is really good. So what we actually want to do now is that, okay, we want to remove still remove the bigger over from the smaller over, or the smaller over from the bigger over. So click on the ash circle and hold down the shift button to click on the orange circle, and come here and click on trim. So you can delete the ash circle, boom, which makes this a complete over. So okay, going back here, now what I actually want to do is that we're going to use this to create a line, a gap between this, and use this to create a gap. Use this L to create a gap across the orange circle. But there's a way we can do that better. Okay, but for the purpose of this training, let's just do something. Okay, let's move this downward. Alright, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it that way. Okay, better still, let's make it to stay. Okay, let's make this to stay. We are still going to merge everything. We're still going to merge everything together, so there's no point in doing that. Okay, so we want to create a gap here. So let's use our rectangle again. We're going to use our rectangle and make a small shape here. Just want to make a small line here, like a small space here, just to create some small space, like a cut. So let's give the color black. Now click the hover, the orange over, and the black rectangle, and just click on trim. So clicking on trim, create a space there, which is very nice. Then we can do the same thing here. Can do the same thing here, just do the same thing. So boom. So another thing we want to do is that we still have this separate, but we have this as a whole. Let me just press Ctrl Z to undo that. So what we want to do is that, clicking on letter B, we want to click on the orange over, and we want to click on word. Then we want to click that same orange and click on our hair and still click word. So we have this as a whole down. So we are almost done. We're getting there. Let me zoom this out. We are almost done. So what do we want to do now is just to add body and flesh and add some other stuff to make it beautiful. But before then, we have to break this apart, because we'll be applying different color to letter B and letter L. So what are we going to do now? There are different methods in doing this, but to make it faster or easier, let's just click on the free hand tool. So click on the free hand tool, just click here, drag down, double click, just pass through the line, double click, then bring back to the source, and boom, click on it. You can add another color there. Then what are we going to do? Okay, now click on these the logo. Then if you have the longer plus sign button on your keyboard, like if your keyboard is very long and you have the keypad section where we have the plus sign as a separate key, just press the plus sign so that you can duplicate at the same point. You can see it's being duplicated and it's at the same point. But if you don't have that, just press Ctrl D. As simple as that. Just press Ctrl D and place it back on each other so that it will be at the center, because we'll be using the two. Okay, we are clicking on this logo and we are clicking on this yellow, then we are clicking on trim. So clicking on trim this way, we have to click on the yellow first. So we have two letters, we have to the logo being divided here now. Now let me give this separate color so that you can see that these two logos. Okay, we have the L separate and we have the B separate. But mind you, we still have the whole of L and B here, while we have the L separate. So let's undo that. And what we're going to do now is that we want to break this L apart. We want to have the B apart as well. So there is a portion of L around this B which is color blue. So we want to delete that. So what we're going to do right now is that we just cover this side. This is the side we want to cut away. So just cover this side and make sure that, okay, you can click on the shape tool. We are still making use of this yellow to cut it off. So just make sure you place it around that place. Then clicking on that yellow, click on your B, which is color blue, and click trim. So we have our letter B separate and we have our L separate. Okay, let me confirm that now. So fine. Do you see? Okay, there's another way to do that, but I'll be showing that in my other video. I'm deleting this. We don't have any business to do with them. Okay, now I'm selecting the two together. Now you're just from anywhere, just engulf it here, engulf the whole object together. Okay, fine. Now we need the hairline. Now this is the hairline. We can give it at any picture, like 5, but I have to use maybe 16. Okay, let's use 16. I think it's fine. Now at this point of using 16, now we need to add some other features. So we are going to break this line apart from the text. We are going to break this line apart from the design. So breaking this line apart from the design is very simple. You can just go to object and click on convert outline to object. As simple as that. Convert outline to object. But before that, we can add color or some other things. But okay, let's separate this something first. Okay, convert a line to object. It has been converted. Okay, do you want to confirm that? Okay, do you see the line is separate and the object is separate? But let me click on do, because we'll be using it at that spot. So we'll do the same thing to this as well. Just go to object and click convert, or you can press Ctrl Shift Q so that you can make it faster. But for the purpose of this training, let's do it one step at a time so that we'll get to the same page. Okay, fine. It has been separated. Now just to apply different color, you can just right click and apply just different color to the lines and things like that. So now we'll be using this interactive fill tool to do that. You can just drag it along any of the objects. Then we are applying this to the line. You can see that we have color black around there and we have color white around there. You can change your color white to something else, maybe color blue, so that it will come out and it will be, we want to give it a kind of a golden look or silver look of the line. Now here I'm clicking on the color on the letter B, not the line, which has been converted now to our object. So we can just apply any color to that as well. Okay, but for the purpose we want to make it gold and we want to make it silver. We can apply silver here. You can apply just silver here by clicking on that interactive mode, but it depends on how we place our text, how we place our colors. If this is, and silver doesn't have much color, is either you have black somewhere and we have the silver somewhere, something shaded or shaded, whichever way. So this is okay, let me have black here as well. I can still have color black here, and from here I can still have my ash a little bit, and I can just move this a little bit forward, double click here again, give it color black, and around here give it color white or thereabouts, and around there you can still have your color black again so that it will be sharper. Then you can tint this any way, you can move it any way, you can make this closer to each other. You can still continue and give another color white again so that it will look like or much like what you're looking for. Depending on what you actually want to achieve, you understand. Okay, this is still color white, and this is bringing what we want. But at the other hand, you can just quickly go to import. You see your import, this is import here, and just click on import. Now import, you can just look for some like a good background. You can have a good background of silver or a background of gold that we'll be using. Okay, I have some recently used here. Let me just import this stuff so that we can add it to what we want to use. I don't know, some of it will be useful, but let me just add little number of it. So drop it down by clicking like this. Just drop it down, 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 drop it down. Okay, it looks like something else. Drop it down. Drop it down. Just release it. Okay, now the color B will be receiving gold, and the letter B will be receiving gold, and the letter I will be receiving silver. So now we want to take this, we want to clip this inside this blue axis. So it's very simple. Just right click on power clip inside and click that object. Boom, we have it. Now clicking on it, now we want to control the size. Now just click on it and come around here. You see something like to edit what you have inside, so that you'll be able to pick that object and just expand it around this color. Wow, so we have our gold. You just go ahead to download any gold background and just place it there, and we can still give this picture like mixing color yellow and black together and a little bit of brown. It will still give us that gold color here, the way we just did this silver on hell. Okay, fine. We are almost there. Now the other way around, which is the silver, we can have something like this. You know the way we did it. Okay, maybe we can just expand this first. We expand this first, and later on we can just right click and click on power clip inside. Bam, we have it. Then the way I told you, you can just come here and just, so that you can have control over this particular background. Okay, and if you are not satisfied with it, I think the first silver we did is even much more better than this. It's much more better than this, you know, but we can still have it this way. We can manage it. We can still manage it this way. Okay, let me leave it this way. Now back to the line. Now this line, we can give any color to the line. Like I told you that we can make use of this interactive field. Then we had this our color. It will be adding. Let's add this black is okay here. You can add color white here. Okay, just be picking and just select the spot, click the color, select the spot, click the color, select the spot, and click the color again, select the spot, click the color. Let me give this maybe something like a deep brown. You can just hold down on the color to bring out the formula of the color. Let me do that from here. We'll bring the formula of the color for you. So this is the color we can pick. I think this is fine. I better just use it as the way you want to have your result. Okay, fine. All along we are almost there. Now another thing is that, okay, let's give it a good background. Just get your rectangle, send it back, and set everything back. Just give it any color. So let's have color black first, so that we can know maybe we are actually good. Fine. So this is what we have here. Then we can design our background a little bit so that we can still have a good picture of what we want to achieve. Okay. Then okay, I prefer this blue. Let me just use a navy blue. And then let me just use this interactive mention, interactive field, and I'll make it round. Then I'll pitch this a little bit down. Then I'll add another color here, and I can make this like a black color. And something or another blue that is much more deeper, and make this lighter a little bit. I think this is okay. Okay, let's give something that is a little bit deeper. Okay, I think. Okay, let's leave it this way. Okay, now depending on what you want to actually achieve, you can apply any color anywhere the way you wanted it, and just to make sure that we are getting the good result and attractive one. Now on this line, I want to add a shadow. Just click on the shadow, come to the property bar, add small glow. Then want to control the size, you can give it color black. I want to control the size of the shadow. Okay, I think this is fine. This is okay, and this is okay. So, but we can make it much more. Like, let's make the shadow outside. So then we can still give this 3. That will be a little bit. Then this is another the outline that we have, or the airline we have the other time, that has been converted because we want it to be a little bit shiny. Then we do the same thing here. We give it color black. Then I think we have value like 4 or 3. We have 3 there. We have 3 here. Then press enter. Then do what? Come here and click outside. We are getting there. And the yellow water is seen. So this just need us to do a little bit of touching, and now I want to add all these. They are just like effects to make your job more beautiful. Like I want to add some lightning, you can see, to ease. Okay, now let's see how we can quickly add this. Now just place it this way, then go to interactive transparency, to now come to the property bar and click screen. You can see it's giving us another thing, but this effect will work fine on the background. Okay, let me make it wider. It will work fine on the background. Wow. So what else do we want to do? Now we can send this forward so that it will not be covering our logo. Just select the logo and press home. It's not affect our logo, but I think it's fine behind. But while we have it behind, let's still do what? Add a little bit transparency, so that let's add some transparency on the light, so that it not cover the whole entire logo. I think this is fine and lovely. Then we can still add this if it is not too much. If it is not too much, you can add this. Okay, we do the same thing. You can say value of screen. Okay, I think screen is fine. Okay, this screen is fine, but we can just make it. You can just make it to be around this corner. As well. Then what we actually want to achieve is that it will not be too much. It will just shine a little bit on the object. So you click your transparency again and just fade it. Let's fade it. We're going to fade it very well so that it will not be just too much. Like just a little bit. Because I think this is fine. I think this is okay. Now from here, we have a 3D letter logo. If you have any question, drop your question on the comment section. And if there's any other video you want me to make which you think to be of benefit to you, let me know at the comment section. I will answer all your questions and I will be able to attend to it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Take care.